Hi, this is an unboxing of the first expansion for the new edition of the Pathfinder adventure card game. You can see it's called The Curse of the Crimson Throne, and it's quite hefty compared to the previous ways in the first edition that the expansions used to work. So you used to have lots of small individual boxes with about 110 cards in each, whereas this is just a very large 550 cards in one go. I don't believe that you need anything else other than this box to complete this adventure path, if you want to call it that. So I think it's a bit of spiel that you can read yourselves if you so wish. So let's have a quick look in the box. Actually, let's look at the sides of the box, see what sort of art we've got on here. It's one of the characters. Seeing that's a bit of spell artwork actually there. So see if we can get in. Yeah, there you go. You can see the artwork's a lot nicer without the shrink on it. So quick look. That's just general advertising stuff. So this box, as you can tell from looking at this, has 4 new characters within it, and these are the standees clearly. So see somebody's looks a bit foppish. It has a new, I was going to call this a storybook, I'm not sure what the technical term for this is, but again, that's quite cool. Really cool piece about there. I'm not going to flick too far through, for those of you who don't want to know what comes. So this is one of the major differences between the second edition and the first edition. The first edition didn't really have a great deal of stuff like this. So setting, scenario building, storyline. It had very small amount of text, probably about a paragraph on each card that you had. There's like a little card that would tell you how to set up the scenario, and it would give you the storyline. So not a great deal going on. It's got an interesting looking card. Now I'm not going to obviously look through all of these decks. I'll just look at this one first, because we've been here all day. I'm sure everyone's got lots of things to do, but let's have a quick look at some of them. So this has got the new characters in, so that's why I thought I'd pick on this one. I've unboxed the core set as well. So there's another video about that, but because there are some differences here between the way that the graphic design and art style of these cards compared to the first edition. So if you want to have a quick look at that, it talks about that in a bit more detail. So these are the character cards. So as we say, we've got Hakon. Should say what sort of character he is there. Sorry, just reading it myself. So let's have a quick get it. So yeah, so he looks to me like a fighter, and the strength, the fact that his strength is his best asset and constitution is second. He's also obviously a very good looking guy, so he's got good charisma too. What else have we got here? Again, strength as well. Actually, sorry, it says at the bottom there, doesn't it? So I don't know what a scold is, but I know what a brawler is. Investigator, interesting class for an RPG, for the fantasy RPG at least. And wizard, so that's the character that we saw earlier who looked more like a rogue to me, but he's a wizard. Right, there we go. And then we've got their skills or powers written on here. Again, these are things that you can choose as you level up. So one for each of them. As it stands, don't know what this is, but it talks about supporters. It's quite interesting. Again, not sure what this card does. This is different. These didn't have this in the first edition, so I don't know what that is. Nice piece of art on that one I just put down actually. Here we go. This roll card adds to your existing character's proficiencies and hand size and powers rather than replacing them. Okay. So the previous edition actually had something a bit like this, where after you'd leveled up your character to a certain level, you could basically, they would split into 2 different skill trees. So for example, if you were a high dexterity character, you could be, I guess, a rogue, or you could be something like a ranger, if you sort of mean. That's just an example. I can't know if that actually happened, but that kind of scenario like you get in role-playing games in general. So maybe that's that kind of thing going on here. Again, cohorts, similar thing to what we just saw, I think. So it's got some scourges, high-level story Bane roster. Okay, no doubt that'll all come apparent when you're playing. One thing I have noticed about some of these art is it's really dark. Probably shows it better on camera actually than looking at it. But yeah, so the dark stuff is certainly dark. It can be difficult to pick out details, but to be honest, the darkness on some of the cards really makes the art pop out like that does. So it swings around about, I guess. I know there have been some complaints about the quality of that, the fact that there's dark printing and sometimes the backs are slightly different colours. But then you get something like that, which is as bright as anything. So the art is much improved to the previous editions. There's still the dreaded, as you can see coming up here, beige backgrounds going on. But in general, it's much nicer. The graphic design is much nicer. The sort of general design of the cards is also much better than it was previously. So anyway, let's just have a quick flick through these so you can see the sort of thing that we have. So yeah, you can in the core set you can actually play a goblin. That's what that is. Looks like a goblin to me, but you have to excuse me if I'm using the wrong terminology. This art was available in the first edition actually for that spell. So overall, massive improvement. Clearly, it's just, again, I was just suggest you have a look at the unboxing of the core set that I did, or somebody else's, obviously, as you choose, because it's basically more of the same as you would expect. So yeah, interesting to see where it goes next, what future expansions they bring out, and no doubt I'll unbox those as well. Thanks for watching.